Something changes quietly in a lot of marriages. Men can sense it's coming, but they're never really prepared for it. When your wife reaches her 40s, the relationship you've known for years starts to shift in ways you didn't expect. She starts posting more online, but her focus isn't what it used to be. She's watching old romantic movies again, casually mentions how nice the young guy at her cafe is, and somehow her gym time now matches when younger guys are there after work. Then one night, she sits you down and says she feels lost, that she needs space to figure out who she really is, again. A few months later, her profile picture shows her with someone who could easily pass for a college kid. So what's really going on when a woman in her 40s starts getting close to younger men? Most of the time, it's not real attraction, and it's definitely not the story she's telling herself. Or you. Here's the hard truth most people don't want to admit. When women turn toward younger partners, it's rarely about desire. It's about fear. It's that quiet panic when she looks in the mirror and realizes time is slipping away. She suddenly feels like her whole life became a reminder of the dreams she never chased. Instead of facing those empty feelings, she builds a story, one that feels easier to live with. In that story, she's not aging or fading. She's finding herself, becoming free, exploring who she really is. And the modern world claps for it. Social media calls it empowerment, celebrates her as bold, fearless, and in control. But behind closed doors, when the mask slips, the story changes completely. What's left are exhaustion, shame, and confusion. The young guy who once made her feel special, he's gone within weeks. That deep connection she thought was real, turns out he was seeing other women all along. I've met many women like this. They come to me talking about freedom and self-discovery, but within minutes the tears start. They confess to feeling thrown away, invisible and used. One woman I met, a 45-year-old film director, left her stable marriage for a 30-year-old fitness trainer. 6 months later, she's sitting across from me, broke from funding his big ideas, alone because he moved on to someone younger, and drowning in shame because everyone warned her. The emotional exhaustion behind all this is overwhelming. After years, even decades of feeling unseen, taken for granted and emotionally starved, these women are running on empty. They're not really in love with younger men. They're addicted to that feeling of being wanted again. They're chasing a fantasy, not a real connection. The younger man isn't a soulmate. He's a momentary escape from the pain of feeling irrelevant. He's not a partner. He's just a painkiller. These kinds of relationships are never balanced. She thinks they've built something real just because he listens to her. Meanwhile, he's wondering what his friends will say when they see him with her. She's daydreaming about trips together, maybe even introducing him to her family. He's busy making sure she doesn't post photos that his friends could spot. She's falling for him. He's just getting his expenses paid. They couldn't be chasing more opposite things. She's desperate to feel wanted again, to know she can still turn heads, still matter, still spark desire. He's in it for the thrill, the story to brag about, maybe the cash, and definitely the physical side with someone who knows what she's doing. In the end, neither of them gets what they actually need, but both pretend they did. I saw this happen to someone I knew. A woman in her late 40s started dating her neighbour's younger brother, around 26. She looked glowing, posting online that age doesn't matter, saying she finally felt appreciated again. 3 months later, she's paying his car repair bills. By 6, she's covering his rent. And by the 8th month, he leaves her for a girl in her early 20s, leaving her completely heartbroken. What's shocking is how the roles flip, and most women aren't ready for that. Suddenly they become the providers, paying for everything, chasing attention, and trying to keep someone who has plenty of younger, better options. They turn into the wallet, the sponsor, the one anxiously waiting for a text that might never come. They start feeling exactly what so many men have felt, and they hate it. Another woman I met spent over $40,000 in just 6 months. Trips, luxury gifts, even covering his unemployment. She said she was investing in their future. To him, it was just normal. When she finally asked where things were going, he said he wasn't looking for anything serious. With her money gone and her pride shattered, she learned a truth men have known for ages. Real love can't be bought. The truth behind this so-called empowerment isn't strength, it's sadness. For every viral success story, there are countless women sitting alone in cafes, swiping endlessly, lowering their age filters, confused why men their age don't care anymore, and why younger men only want one thing. This empowerment story isn't truth, it's marketing. They go to ladies' nights and mature mixers, surrounded by other hopeful women, all vying for the attention of a handful of young guys, most of whom just want a free drink or a short fling. They dress younger, talk younger, act younger, and somehow it only makes them seem older. Everyone can see the longing, except them. The difference between men and women here is harsh, but it's real. A man in his 50s, if he's successful, can date women in their 20s without anyone blinking. But a woman in her 50s, no matter how accomplished, is fighting biology itself. Her time to have children has passed, and her physical prime is gone. The younger men know they're doing her a favor, not getting one. It's unfair, but it's the truth. Society praises an older actor for marrying young, yet mocks an older woman for doing the same. Why? Because one fits our natural instincts, and the other fights against them. A man's value can increase with age, through success, power, and influence. A woman's biological value, harsh as it sounds, peaks early, then declines. Denying that reality doesn't change how human attraction really works. The double standard here is shocking. Even though these women look to younger men for validation, they still expect old-school romance, flowers, effort, loyalty. They want him to pursue them, plan dates, stay consistent, and act devoted. What they don't realize is they're no longer the prize. They're the easy option. A healthy 26-year-old guy isn't going to treat a 46-year-old woman like she's the dream catcher. One of my clients was upset that her younger boyfriends never actually took her out. He'd just drop by, hook up, maybe watch something, and then leave. She couldn't understand why he didn't try harder. I had to tell her straight, you're not his girlfriend. You're his convenience. Harsh? Yes. True? Completely. Real compatibility disappears almost instantly. She wants to discuss retirement plans. He wants to argue about the latest video game release. She worries about her kids' college choices. He's worried about his follower count. She needs someone who understands her body changing. He doesn't even know what that means. Their lifestyles alone are a deal breaker. She's in bed by 9:30. He's just leaving for the night at midnight. She enjoys quiet dinners. He lives for crowded bars and parties. She's juggling kids, work, maybe caring for parents. He's got none of those responsibilities. They're living in completely different worlds, and no amount of chemistry can bridge that gap. The money pressure and role reversal eventually break them. Suddenly, they're the ones paying for everything, and they hate it. They wanted equality when men covered the bills. Now that they're the ones paying, they finally understand how exhausting it is. The dinners, the trips, the help with his bills. It adds up fast when it's all coming from your pocket. I knew a woman who paid off her younger boyfriend's college loans because she thought they were building a future together. 2 months after the last payment, he was gone. When she asked why, he said he never saw it as something serious. $50,000 gone for a relationship that only existed in her imagination. The family factor makes things even harder. Most women past 40 have kids, exes, and complicated histories. Younger men don't want to play stepdad to teenagers. He doesn't want to deal with her ex, the drama, the responsibilities, none of it. He's chasing fun, not a ready-made family with baggage. Even if they connect emotionally, living real life together just doesn't work. Her kids resent him. He's closer to their age than to hers. His friends tease him, unless she's paying for the drinks. Family events become painfully awkward. What once felt exciting behind closed doors turns embarrassing in public. The fear of aging and the obsession with staying relevant is obvious to everyone but the women living it. They're not looking for love. They're searching for proof that they still matter. Every glance from a younger man becomes proof that she's still got it. But needing constant validation to feel worthy is the opposite of confidence. They post every moment online. Captions like, "Still thriving," "Age is just a number," "Living my best life." But the performance gives the truth away. It's insecurity dressed up as confidence. People who are genuinely secure don't need to prove it to anyone. The louder they shout about their freedom, the more desperate they really sound. The cultural side of all this makes it even clearer. Western women fly to tropical destinations thinking they're desired, exotic even. But the men chasing them often see money, not attraction. Meanwhile, men their age are actually sought after in those same places. The change in value between the genders, especially across borders, reveals some uncomfortable truths. One client told me about her solo trip to a beach town, how the local men were passionate and attentive. I asked if any still talked to her, without her sending money. She went silent. That passion she felt, it was a transaction she didn't want to recognize. The space between fantasy and acceptance is enormous. They convince themselves they're choosing younger men, being in control, being selective. The truth? Men their own age just aren't interested anymore, and younger men are only there for something short, often transactional. They're not choosing from abundance, they're settling for what's available and calling it empowerment. That illusion of power falls apart the moment you look closer. When a 46-year-old dates a 29-year-old, who really holds the power? He's got options, youth, time. She's running on fear, doubt, and fading chances. She might be the one paying the bill, but he decides if there'll be a next time. That's not power, that's dependence pretending to be freedom. The growing resentment toward her husband is easy to predict. After years together, comfort can quietly turn into frustration. To her, he becomes a reminder of aging, of mortality, of a life that feels too ordinary. He's seen her without the mask, through her lowest moments, through her youth, through every version of her. The younger man doesn't have that history. He's a blank page she can write a fantasy on, so she projects her regrets onto him. In her mind, he's the reason she's unhappy, the one who held her back, who made her feel invisible. The truth, she's unhappy with herself, and he's just the easiest person to blame. Her husband becomes the symbol of her midlife crisis, the scapegoat for her lost dreams and her fear of fading away. I've seen women destroy good marriages chasing this illusion. Loving husbands, loyal, supportive, who built entire lives together, discarded for the fantasy of youth and excitement. 6 months later, they're alone. The younger man has moved on, and the husband they left behind has found someone who appreciates what he offers. The story ends the same way every time. The younger man leaves for someone his own age. The ex-husband moves on with someone who values consistency. The woman ends up with nothing, except the humiliation of everyone watching her fall apart. What started as empowerment becomes a cautionary tale. Social media makes it even worse. They see celebrities dating younger men and think it's realistic. But those women are rich, famous, and surrounded by stylists and trainers. The average 45-year-old working woman can't compete with that, but social media convinces her otherwise. The transformation from suburban mum to reclaimed woman is real and common. It starts with self-help books, then girls' trips, then playful flirting with the trainer, and ends with heartbreak when reality hits. Society glorifies the journey but never warns about where it leads. The way younger men play this game is clever, almost calculated. They know exactly what to say to make her melt. You're so much more mature than girls my age. Age doesn't matter. It's the connection that counts. You get me. It's the same script every time. It's a practiced act, and she falls for it because she wants to believe it. She needs to. And then there's the myth about physical chemistry. That needs to be faced too. Sure, younger men might have more energy, but they often have less skill, less patience, and less care for her satisfaction. They're not there for deep passion. They're there for the novelty and the ego boost. The best she's ever had part, that's usually fantasy, not fact. The biology doesn't lie. No matter how much she exercises, gets procedures, or dresses youthfully, a 40-year-old body isn't a 20-year-old one. The younger man notices, he compares, he always has other choices. Pretending otherwise is just denial, and it always ends in disappointment. The influence of friends makes it worse. Once one woman in the group dates a younger guy, the rest start following. It turns into a competition. Who can pull the youngest? Who can post the boldest picture? They hype each other up, feed each other's delusions, and build a fantasy that bursts only when reality hits, and by then, it's too late. And the kids? Their pain gets ignored. Imagine being 15 and your mum's dating someone only 10 years older than you. The confusion, the embarrassment, it breaks family respect and unity crumbles, but her search for happiness outweighs her children's peace of mind. The financial fallout from all this is devastating. Divorce settlements gone on younger lovers, retirement savings burned on trips and gifts, even second mortgages, just to fund his business idea. They trade lifelong security for a few moments of attention and end up losing both. Coming back to the dating world after 40 is brutal, and most women aren't ready for it. They remember the days when they were the ones being pursued, when they had options and control. Now, they're the ones doing the chasing, facing rejection and competing with women half their age. The dating dynamics have completely reversed, and they can't adapt. Online dating especially crushes their confidence. They swipe on men their age, but those men are matching with younger women. They lower their standards, expand their filters, and still struggle to get noticed. And the younger men who do reply aren't looking for a future. The whole empowerment message is sold by industries that profit from women's insecurity. Dating apps, plastic surgeons, beauty brands, life coaches, they all cash in on it. They make money by telling women they can have it all, no matter their age. It's not truth, it's marketing. But when you're desperate, you'll always buy hope, even if it's fake. Even therapy sometimes feeds the illusion. Instead of honest talks about aging, acceptance, and realistic goals, many therapists just validate feelings without challenging the fantasy. Phrases like, follow your joy, or you deserve happiness, become permission slips for self-destruction, and the pain only deepens later. The successful older woman problem is very real. The more successful she becomes, the fewer dating options she has. She wants someone who matches her or surpasses her, but those men are usually already with younger women. So instead of dating someone equally accomplished, she dates younger, mistaking youth for compatibility. The heart of the problem is this: they want young men to want them the same way older men once did when they were young. But male attraction doesn't work like that. Young men might hook up with older women, but they rarely commit. The devotion these women want is the very thing those men are running from. And there's also the revenge factor. Some do it just to get back at their ex, or to prove they're still desirable. It's not even about the younger guy. He's just a prop in their revenge story. But revenge that relies on someone else never works out the way they think it will. The cultural praise for this behavior is toxic. Every "you go girl" comment online only feeds the denial. Every article about reclaiming power blocks real self-reflection. We're cheering women as they walk off an emotional cliff and calling it empowerment. Most men see what's happening, but few ever say it out loud. Every man knows these flings won't last. The young guys taking advantage, the ex-husbands watching in silence, and the peers steering clear. They all see the same truth. They all recognize it, but saying it out loud gets labeled as hate. The ending never changes. The younger man disappears, the ex-husband moves on, the kids grow resentful. The friends who once encouraged it vanish when it collapses. She's left alone, older, broke, and carrying the humiliation of everyone having watched it happen. Healing from this kind of heartbreak is harder than most people realize. It's not just losing someone. It's facing everything you've been trying to avoid. You're aging, your options are shrinking. Your appeal in the dating world isn't what it once was. When the younger man leaves, you're forced to confront the very truths you were running from. The rare cases where these relationships work come with enormous costs. Most of the time, the woman ends up being the provider, turning a blind eye to cheating, enduring judgment, and basically paying for companionship. Is that really success? Or just a different kind of loss? Yes, a few women find something genuine, but those are exceptions, not the rule. And even those rare pairs face challenges that same-age couples never have to deal with. The rare wins get spotlighted, the countless failures stay buried. The advice I give them is difficult, but necessary. Stop running from aging. Stop competing with women half your age. Stop seeking validation from men who see you as a passing thrill. Accept where you are in life. Appreciate what you have. Either repair your marriage or find someone your age who values your depth and experience. The husband they've grown to resent may not be perfect, but he's real. He stayed through the years, the changes and the struggles. The younger man will leave at the first sign of trouble, trading something lasting for a temporary rush. That's not a grown choice. That's an impulsive one. The biological clock isn't just about having kids. It's about timing, life stages, and the natural rhythm of connection. Ignoring that because media says age doesn't matter is like denying gravity because someone told you can fly. Reality always wins, and the longer you resist it, the harder the crash. The truth is, women chasing much younger men aren't empowered. They're afraid. Afraid of aging. Afraid of fading into irrelevance. Afraid of meeting the version of themselves they've been avoiding. The younger man isn't the cure. He's a distraction from problems that only grow when ignored. If you're a woman over 40 feeling drawn to younger men, ask yourself, am I moving towards something real, or running away from something painful? Am I building something that lasts, or just avoiding the truth? Am I choosing from strength, or clinging from fear? And if you're a man watching your partner spiral through this, understand, it's not truly about you. It's about her fear of aging and being forgotten. You can't fix that crisis, but you also don't have to enable it. Hold your boundaries, protect your future, and be ready, whether she returns or she leaves. The lie that age doesn't matter has ended more marriages than infidelity ever has. Age matters. Biology matters. Life stages matter. Pretending they don't, just because it feels empowering, is like ignoring debt because shopping feels good. The women who truly thrive in midlife are the ones who face reality and still find purpose in it. They work with what is, not what they wish could be. They find meaning that doesn't depend on being desired. They understand that wisdom and experience are their strengths, not competing with 20-year-olds for validation. The fantasy fades. The anger at the husband either destroys the marriage or turns into understanding. The midlife storm eventually ends. The only real question is, how much damage will be left behind when it's over? How much did they really give up, just for a momentary high? The inner conflict these women live with is intense. Deep down, they know it won't last, that it's unrealistic, maybe even embarrassing. But the rush from his attention, the flood of likes online, the escape from routine, it's addictive. They're choosing quick dopamine hits over real-life stability. The workplace adds another layer to this. Many of these affairs start at work, usually where she's in a position of authority. She mistakes professional respect for personal attraction. The young colleague who compliments her and laughs at her jokes, he's being strategic, not romantic. But loneliness makes you see what you want to see, not what's real. The gym version of this is even more obvious. Women who haven't hit the gym in years suddenly become obsessed with fitness during midlife. Not for health, but to be around younger men. They hire young trainers, join classes full of 20-somethings, and schedule sessions right when the younger crowd shows up. Everyone sees what's going on, except them. Then there's the vacation fantasy. They take solo trips to tropical resorts, get attention from local men who see a wallet, not a connection. They come home convinced they're still desirable everywhere. They don't realize they were part of a transaction, not a romance. And the love vanishes the moment the payments stop. Then social media makes it worse. Every like on a photo with a younger guy fuels the craving. Every "you two look great" comment deepens the illusion. They start depending on those reactions, posting more daring photos, even as the attention fades. When the attention finally disappears, the crash is devastating. Old friendships fade fast. Friends who try to intervene get labelled jealous or judgmental. They replace them with new friends who cheer the fantasy on. They surround themselves with others doing the same, creating an echo chamber of shared denial. And when reality finally hits, those friends disappear instantly. The career fallout is often ignored. Women who've spent decades building careers lose their credibility, showing up with much younger dates, posting inappropriate content, or making bad calls under emotional chaos. Careers built over 20 years can crumble in 20 weeks. I want to hear from you. Men, have you seen this happen in a relationship? What triggered it? How did it unfold? How did it end? And for women who've lived it, what was your breaking point? What made you wake up? Share your stories in the comments. Let's have an honest conversation about what's really happening in midlife relationships. Because the feel-good story we keep hearing is costing people real love for a temporary illusion. If this message resonated with you, hit like and subscribe to Unlove Psyche for more raw, unfiltered conversations about human nature.